Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Sean once again for HellaFatVegan.com. It's my job and it's Sarah's job to make your life as easy as possible so that you can eat plants for the rest of it. How does that sound? The truth is, being a gluten-free vegan or eating a plant-based diet without gluten, there are many challenges associated with that we've actually overcome. So the idea is that we'll just share what we've done and some recipes for you that you guys can use, and we'll start a dialogue and we'll make some friends and we'll see what happens. So that's the impetus behind these videos. And today what I really wanted to talk to you about was how to increase energy with your vegan diet. Before I say anything else, make sure you're supplementing correctly. 2 days ago I made a video about that. No, sorry, 3 days ago. 3 days ago I made a video about what nutrients to supplement with. So definitely check that out. That's before you do anything, start with the supplements. Okay? And then sleep, that's another big one, and exercise. Huh? You didn't probably expect me to say that. I'm 32 years old. I've done enough experimenting with myself and with people in the world to where I know for relative fact, let's say, my own fact, that if you get good sleep, and there's tons of research on this too, if you get good sleep, if you're eating a good plant-based diet that's well supplemented, and you're getting enough exercise, you should have all the energy you'd ever need in the world. On top of that, there's a way to even increase it, and it's called ketosis. Now, it's pretty popular these days to talk about the ketogenic diet, keto, being keto. All that means is you're burning fat. That's all that means. I don't know the exact science behind it. But when you enter into ketosis and you start burning fat, you feel like you have more energy than you've had ever in your life before. I'm going to give you a real simple protocol that not only helped me increase my own energy. This is going to sound crazy, and feel free not to believe me, but Sarah can attest to this. On a ketogenic diet, I boosted my energy and I lost about 20 pounds. Now, the reason for that is that for about half the day, you're in a fat burning mode. So I've lost mostly fat because of that. You know, when you lose weight, some percent is water, some percent's fat, some percent's muscle. Actually, and some percent is the other stuff. Ketogenic diet is a great way to lose specifically fat because you're burning it for energy. So here's the protocol. This is what worked for me. Okay. Now, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. So use this information with your own best judgment, right? And I'm here to tell you that nothing bad happened to me because of it. And I'm sure it's actually a pretty natural, it's based on kind of the evolution of humans, this ketogenic diet, based on us being hunter-gatherers, or at least that was the story that was told to me about it in this book I read. But let me just kind of encapsulate just the how-to of what I did. So I started every day with caffeine, and for me that was coffee. It was black, completely black, and I would put coconut oil in it, about a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. The amount isn't necessarily important. Now, what you can do from there is you can blend it in a blender, and that's going to make it taste a lot better. It's actually going to help it go down a lot easier too. And the other thing you can do is you can actually add zero carb milk to it. Now, zero carb milk is like unsweetened nut milk, basically. So unsweetened cashew milk, unsweetened almond milk, etc. So that was the thing. It was coffee, coconut oil, and unsweetened milk. And I would blend that together. I still drink that every day, except for the coconut oil. So I'll just say that. I've gotten addicted to it. But when you add coconut oil to it, it fills you up. The caffeine will keep you energized mentally. And then once you start burning fat, that will then kickstart your energy, the feeling of having a lot of energy as well, because you're burning energy. Fat is energy, and actually it has a lot more calories to it than carbohydrates do, sugar. So it's more efficient, you could say. And then you have the added benefit of actually burning fat, right? So that was breakfast. The idea is that you don't have any sugar, any carbohydrates from the moment you wake up until lunch. Very simple. So if you needed to have a second cup of coffee because you felt hungry, you could do that, as long as it didn't have any sugar in it, any carbohydrate, period. Okay? Now on those nut milks, you'll see carbohydrates listed and then sugars. It seemed to work for me, even though nut milks have roughly, I think it's like 8 grams of carbohydrates per serving, and of that, 0 are sugar. So it seems to be the fact that, maybe it's dietary fiber or something like that. So that's what I had up until lunch. At lunch, the idea is to have as much fat and protein as you can possibly stand. And there's almost no wrong way to do it, as long as you stay away again from sugar. So this was the challenge for me, because I got super hungry and I wanted bread, etc. But then I trained myself to have these staples on hand. And what I started to eat were a lot of vegan cream cheese, a lot of avocados, a lot of salad, a lot of cooked vegetables, basically fat, protein, and as little carbohydrate as possible, and especially sugar. Now, lunchtime is actually a little more lenient than breakfast. Absolutely no carbs, no sugar at breakfast. Lunchtime you can, and you can still lose weight, but if you want dramatic results like 20 pounds, and I think, 4 to 5 pounds a month I was losing reliably every month after month. It was crazy. So if you're looking for those kind of results, and I'm a relatively, what would you call it? I burn a lot of calories by nature. How about that? So not all results are typical. I should just kind of lay that out up front. But if you do that, I think you're going to find some incredible results. I really do. I really think you're going to feel a lot more energized. I think you're going to get hooked on it, actually, because that's a whole meal you've just cut out of your day. You don't have to cook breakfast anymore. You don't even have to think about it. You just make coffee, make tea, and then put some oil in it and some nut milk that's non-sweetened. You blend it up or just stir it, and then you drink it. That's it. Very simple. I got addicted to it. And then you'll also find you'll have a lot more energy throughout the day. You're not hungry. And sometimes I would go even past noon. I would go till 1 or 2 and not even realize that I hadn't eaten. Sometimes, I don't recommend this, but I would go until 5 or 6 just on that 1 or 2 cups of coffee, because I got so wrapped up in work. And that's, again, probably not a healthy thing. But I didn't have that like pit in my stomach cold, I'm on a diet feeling. And for me, that's what made it last. So if you can do something that you know will reliably allow you to lose weight and you can make it last, go for that, man. Go for that. And this is the one thing for me that seemed to work. So I wanted to just share that with you. If you have any questions about it, feel free to let me know. And I'm actually going to link the book that I found this information. It's been so long, I've forgotten. So I'll link it in the description. Thank you for your flexibility on that. And thank you for watching. Thank you. Thank you for asking questions. Thank you for being curious. Thank you for caring. Really appreciate that. So we're going to have more videos like this. Stay tuned. And a lot of them are going to be based on your questions. So the more active you guys are, the more interesting these will probably be. If you haven't done so already, please check out hellafatvegan.com, HELLAPHATVEGAN.com. Hella Fat Vegan. And we'll see you there. Thank you again.